Doamna doctor, cum primește lumea medicală această abordare energetică?
Din ce în ce mai deschis, trebuie să știți. Și mai ales că o aleg pacienții, știți? Pacienții îi învață pe medici despre aceste metode prin alegerile lor.
Now, just to be clear, we are not talking about static magnets like the kind you stick on the fridge. This is pulsed electromagnetic fields. It's pulsing, moving energy. So Dr. James Dillard is a world-class pain specialist who practiced with me at New York Presbyterian Hospital for many years. So Dr. Dillard, are these things for real? I mean, how can magnetic therapies help ease pain?
Because the electromagnets actually affect the nerve cells. Nerve cells are electrical cells. And the magnetic fields can actually affect how the nerves fire and quiet them down without using drugs that most people are used to, and increase circulation in the area and aid the healing.
You take care of a lot of patients. When folks come to you and they want medications or surgery or needles, how do you convince them that magnets might be a better solution?
Well, I actually don't have to convince a lot of these people. A lot of my pain patients, they're sick of having too much morphine, oxycodone. They're sick of all the injections. And I'm trained to do that too. Many of my patients, and remember, more than 1 out of every 3 Americans is suffering with chronic pain now. 1 out of every 3. Many of my patients want to try something other than drugs, unnecessary surgeries, damaging surgeries, and these deep injections. So a lot of patients, I don't actually have to convince them. They want to try something else.
All right, so this is really important. I want you to understand it well. Here's what researchers say magnetic fields are doing inside the body. Inside this mat, there are electrical coils. And when electricity passes through there, it creates a magnetic field that moves through the body. And it whispers. There's 75 trillion cells in your body. And it goes deep into your body, places where sports screens and heating pads could never reach. For example, down around the spine, where that red, angry area is. Now, the magnetic field turns on, and when it does it, it activates these ions, these charged particles. And there are proteins in there, and there's signals in there, stirs these things up. And these charged particles bring in nutrients, but they also begin to influence things like blood supply. Now, when the blood vessels are going in here, the red blood cells are actually stacked. See, they're stacked like that? They're not supposed to be stacked. When they're irritated, that happens. So when you pass magnetic fields through there, that yellow line, it opens up the blood vessel. It breaks apart these red cells. They're not stacked like coins. So you can get deep healing, better oxygen supply. So the healing process takes place. You don't just feel better. You are better.
As a police officer, the pain impacted me tremendously. Trying to get in and out of the car, trying to deal with offenders. It's hard to do that type of job when you're in that kind of extreme back pain. The pain started 10 years ago. It was very bad, to the point where I couldn't function as a human being. Literally, I would be laying on the floor, trying to do every kind of stretching. I would have to call into work, sit home, lay on the floor with ice on my back. It was bad. I tried chiropractors, medicine, and nothing seemed to work. Then I started researching online everything to do with back pain. And the one that struck my eye was electromagnetic therapy. As soon as I got the machine, I remember opening it up, I immediately plugged it in. I was in less pain from just one treatment. I woke up the next day and I started hitting it 3 times a day. Within 6 to 8 weeks, the pain was gone. I have no pain today at all.
So what, Mike, welcome to the show. So how is life different now that you've tried these magnetic therapies?
It's tremendously different. Pain-free, completely.
You're kidding me.
No.
I mean, describe your pain before this all started.
It was intense. I'd be laying on the floor with ice packs, seeing doctors, seeing chiropractors. Then the pain just got so bad that I needed to look into something else.
And did you talk to your doctor about it?
I talked to, actually I talked to him, no, actually I didn't. I didn't talk to him. I was...
Why were you hesitating? Were you embarrassed about not talking to your doctor?
A little bit, yeah, I think I was.
This is, for me, the biggest point of this show.
Yeah.
I don't want you ever embarrassed if you find something that works for you, just because we didn't know about it. I made a big promise to you folks when we started the program. I said, we're going to change medicine today. This is a novel idea, and I'm proud that we're able to uncover it and describe it to you guys, but what's going to change medicine is not me talking about it. It's going to be you not being embarrassed to talk to the folks that are governing you in terms of your health, that are giving you advice, that are trying to heal you. You need to tell your doctor. Do you know why? because every other patient that doctor sees is going to benefit because you were willing to put your hand up and say, you know what, I was having bad pain, I wasn't getting relief, the medications, the injections, the operations, they weren't working for me. I want to try this new therapy out, and you know what, it worked for me. Please share it with other people. That's how we learn in medicine. I'm asking you to help us. I'm asking all of you to play a role in improving the care we give you. If you go back to your doctor and tell them you did this and it helped you, they're going to be curious about this.
Okay.
And I got some tips for you on how to do that. Dr. William Pollack treats himself with magnetic therapy and recommends it for his patients. He's a family physician and a former professor at Johns Hopkins. So, Dr. Pollack, how can people know they're actually getting a device that works?
Well, obviously, if it's FDA approved, that's easy, because then it's approved for a certain indication. Most devices that are used today commonly are over-the-counter. They don't have any specific backing for them. So sometimes the websites have their own evidence, right, and otherwise you're going to have to do some internet work finding evidence for them.
I'm just going to point something out to everybody. Dr. Pollack is an advisor to patients and to companies and universities. And the products that he talks about, he gets paid for. But we're not talking about any of those products in the show today. But you are a world expert in this area, so thank you for making time to visit with us. So Erica's here. She's been wearing a knee wrap that's FDA cleared for postoperative swelling and pain. Hey, Erica, how are you?
Hi, how are you? Nice to meet you.
Oh, it's very attractive.
Thank you.
So how's it feel?
It feels great. When I have it on, the pain decreases significantly.
This is a picture of what it looks like from the outside. Pretty straightforward. But if you look on the inside, take that outer wrapping out. Inside, there's those yellow coils. They actually pass electricity through those. That generates an electromagnetic wave that pulses into the joint, which is why, in theory, will have a real impact. So, Dr. Pollack, talk to us about a device like this. This is brand new. Why would a patient try it?
This is very good for pain management. This particular device is FDA approved for knee pain of almost any kind, including arthritis of the knee. It produces a very high-frequency magnetic field plus heat at the same time, so you're getting two benefits in one device. Most devices are either plain pulse magnetic fields or plain heat, but they don't combine both of them. So this is very effective. It reaches deep into the tissues of the knee.
But I do like the idea that it's FDA approved. So, we found that the best treatments are these pulsed magnetic therapies. These are moving magnetic fields. They target very specific sites where you're having pain. But here's the big deal. You guys are going to go out there and change the way we take care of pain by being the first one that doctor treats. But you will not be the last. There'll be many other patients who will get that therapy because you guys were brave enough to go first and talk about it. Does that make sense, everybody? Yeah, thank you.
Am văzut multe echipamente magnetice care lucrează cu frecvențe și unde. Ce este nou de fapt în acest tip de medicină?
Nou este că acum explicăm fizica cuantică explică, dar și medical, energetic, cum funcționează. Un aparat promovat de o firmă devine medical și folosit oficial medical dacă studiile despre cum funcționează sunt demonstrate științific.
Cu alte cuvinte, avem foarte multe de făcut despre rezultate și despre demonstrarea științifică, adică deci sunt foarte multe lucruri care s-au inventat deja. Ele vindecă, dar ca să fie acceptate de lumea medicală și de pacienți, că pacienții le acceptă mai ușor, că au rezultate cu ele, dar lumea medicală e foarte reținută, știți. Și atunci noi avem probleme să le demonstrăm științific, să înțeleagă medicii de fapt cum funcționează. Aici e marea problemă. Ca să poată primi acele rezultate. Pentru că unii trebuie să știți că dacă nu înțeleg cum funcționează, nu le validează, consideră că nu sunt medicale.
Acest lucru ne blochează în cercetarea medicală?
Sigur că da, ați văzut, a trebuit să mergem pe lună, cum spunea doamna doctor, ca să descoperim că mediul electromagnetic, de fapt câmpul electromagnetic din jurul Pământului, e un remediu excelent de vindecare. Și că industrializarea aceasta exagerată pe care a fost în ultima perioadă, ultimele secole, îl perturbă și creează boli artificial, de fapt.
Care este cuvântul cheie în medicina viitorului?
Este puterea de autovindecare a corpului. Pentru că noi suntem cei care ne vindecăm, corpul se autovindecă. Nu trebuie să intervenim agresiv, în schimb, de exemplu sintetic, cum am făcut-o în medicina obișnuită asupra corpului. Cum noi trebuie să creăm un mediu de abordare blândă. Dar dacă, de exemplu, atacăm agresiv, creăm reacții de apărare care accentuează boala.
Noi trebuie să protejăm mediul natural, câmpul normal al terei pe care îl agresăm, fie spus, ca să rămânem sănătoși.
Pentru că avem tot ce ne trebuie. Un sistem de autovindecare care lucrează sensibil, gingaș, lucrează blând cu corpul nostru, îl potențează, îl stimulează. Deci, blândețe terapeutică, cam asta este deviza. Acum, în medicina holistică lucrăm cu vibrații, știți. Lucrăm cu meloterapie, lucrăm cu plante, cu arome, cu flori de bac și cu acupunctură.
In this video, I want to share with you the tremendous healing power your body has and why using a homeopathic approach to PEMF therapy, energy medicine, and health in general puts you on the road to ever-increasing energy, health, and happiness. Now, having said all that, modern medicine does have its place in emergency care, broken bones, stitches, car accidents, severe burns, etc. And in life-threatening situations, surgery may be needed. But extending this approach to treating lifestyle diseases like obesity, type 2 diabetes, all these forms of pain, high blood pressure, cholesterol, indigestion, depression, etc., is not the answer as evidenced by the continuing rise in obesity, diabetes, heart disease, stroke, and cancer. Let's talk about the homeopathic approach, which I call the smart choice, because the homeopathic philosophy and modality is working with the body. So the word homeo means same or with, and again, pathos is disease, in this case, the symptom. So in homeopathy, we're working with the body's natural symptomatic response and its ability to heal itself. Now, there's 450 million people worldwide, it's estimated, that use homeopathy, including the royal family of England and many celebrities. And it's an approach that uses small forces or low intensities to stimulate and catalyze the body's own healing and repair systems. For example, the immune system, and it initiates the healing response. In homeopathy, symptoms are not the disease or the problem, but they're the energy fingerprint of your body's healing response to the stress, infection, disease, etc. So that's a big difference with allopathic medicine, which views the symptoms as the disease. Now, homeopathy is both informational medicine and energy medicine because it's working with your body's holographic energy and information fields. Just to go a little deeper into this, by carefully mapping the symptoms of a patient, a good homeopath gives a remedy to precisely match those very symptoms, because these symptoms are the energetic signatures of the body's healing response. This is referred to as the law of similars. In a process called potentiation, the vital energy of the diluted substance is activated. Homeopathic remedies are very potent because there's no adverse side effects or adverse reactions, because again, they're used in very low doses. In the example of pain relief, a homeopathic approach is to stimulate the body's ability to heal itself, thereby truly turning off the pain. Because if you heal the tissues, there's going to be no more pain. Now, this homeopathic philosophy that we're talking about, I'm not just talking about taking sugar pellets or homeopathic tinctures. Now, that's certainly good, and that's part of it. But I'm talking about an overall homeopathic philosophy which we can extend into PEMF therapy and energy medicine, because ultimately everything is energy. So when we work with energy medicine devices, we want to work with this homeopathic approach to stimulate the body's ability to healing itself. Now, I call this homeopathic philosophy the smart choice because it's catalyzing the body's near infinite intelligence. It's not a Band-Aid, it's more of a permanent fix. The key is homeopathy works with the body and its ability to heal itself. Allopathic medicine works by suppressing the symptoms and partially shutting down the body's healing response. Now, I want to talk a little bit about power versus force. There's a saying that knowledge is power. And when it comes to your body, it has a near infinite intelligence and knowledge of how to heal itself. The body has 100 trillion cells, each with 100 trillion atoms, according to the University of Washington. There are more atoms in your body than there are stars in the entire universe. And it's estimated that each second in your body there's around 500 billion chemical reactions. To put this staggering intelligence into perspective, every second your bone marrow in your body is creating 2 million red blood cells. Think about that. There's no supercomputer in the world that can match this intelligence. We should fear messing with something as majestic, magnificent, and unfathomably complex and intelligent as the human body. The best we can do is give the body all the elements it needs in order to heal itself. And a homeopathic boost, if necessary, because the body does get stuck sometimes. It sometimes needs a little push. But it just needs a little push, to work with the natural healing response, which again, the symptoms are a fingerprint of. Trying to use high doses or high-intensity PMF devices or energy medicine devices is a forceful approach that backfires in the long run. Why? Because the body has to defend itself against this external force, which takes it out of its healing abilities. You might get temporary relief at the big price tag of compromising your body's innate healing intelligence.
Deci, doamna doctor Miulescu, să înțeleg că nu cunoaștem până în prezent întreaga inteligență energetică a propriului corp.
Este corect. În loc să folosim, să repornim mecanisme de autovindecare, de fapt, blocăm și mai mult prin abordări agresive. Vrem să ajutăm, dar mai mult încurcăm.
Unless you are dealing with an emergency situation under the guidance of a trained practitioner, you want to work with your body's intelligence, especially if you buy a device that you're going to use in your own home on a daily basis. You definitely want to stick with the safe, natural approach to continually stimulating and giving your body a boost so that it can constantly be healing and regenerating. The main takeaway from this video is that your body has a tremendous healing power innate within it that has a near infinite intelligence on how to maintain, sustain, and create perfect health. So by working with the body using a homeopathic approach to PMF therapy, energy medicine, and health in general is going to be the most natural, safest, and most effective way to create greater health, vitality, and well-being. In this video, we're going to look in more detail as to why the homeopathic approach to PMF therapy is the best, safest, and most effective way to heal your body. And when I say a homeopathic approach to PMF therapy, I'm referring to the overall philosophy of working with the body to heal itself. Because ultimately, PMF therapy and energy medicine devices do not heal the body. I repeat, no device is going to heal your body, but earth-based or natural PMF therapy or homeopathic PMF therapy devices gives your body an energetic boost, and it will catalyze and stimulate the body's ability and aid in its ability to heal itself. Why use a sledgehammer when only a small hammer is needed? The result, like pain relief drugs, may provide some symptomatic relief, but at the expense of working against the body's natural ability to heal itself. So it's providing a force, an external force, that the body has to defend against and takes it out of its natural healing ability. Now, this is diametrically different than a more natural and homeopathic approach that works with the body and its symptoms to gently and more effectively help the body to heal better and faster. And according to the ICNIRP, the limiting values for safety of time-varying PMFs are dependent on both frequency and intensity. They recommend that if you're working with lower frequencies, which is like the Earth, then you can go up to higher intensities, up to 5,000 microtesla. Higher frequencies, the safety limits go way down to like 5 microtesla. So, but in both cases, it's still a low intensity compared to what these high intensity systems are using. So now I want to just kind of give you a brief overview of the Schumann resonance and the natural field strengths of the Earth. What people don't realize is that the Schumann resonance, which has been shown to be an essential element, so essential that the Russian space program, the US space program, if you look at Dr. Rutger Weber's early bunker studies in the 60s and 70s, the zero field studies by Valerie Hunt and others, has very conclusively shown that we need the Schumann resonance. It's sort of like the heartbeat of the Earth, and we're sort of, our internal biology and our circadian rhythms are very synchronized to this frequency. This energy and frequency actually works at the cellular level to actually energize the cell. So it works in a couple different ways, but it's only 1 picotesla. That's a very, very weak field. Now we have very sensitive antennas to pick up this particular intensity, but that's just a trillionth of a Tesla. And yet it's essential. So that's showing us that the Earth is giving us a very gentle homeopathic dose of this essential frequency. And as I show in my book, it's really fascinating to me that the alpha brain state of your brain, according to EEG, has the almost identical waveform as the Schumann resonance. Also, the NASA study, which is a 4-year study that I go into detail in my book, just the brief conclusions was NASA found that low-intensity, rapid time-varying waveforms using low frequency was the most effective for healing and regeneration.
Înțeleg că principala problemă a umanității, din punct de vedere medical, este că nu știm să lucrăm cu noi înșine. Și asta pentru că mult timp nu am înțeles cum funcționăm.
Da, fizica cuantică și medicina holistică, energetică, în schimb, a recuperat, făcând pași în vindecarea naturală.
Care este maximul evoluției umane?
Dezvoltarea spirituală, știm cu toții deja. Dar ea trebuie să știți că nu apare decât la acele organisme care știu să fie sănătoase în primul rând. Asta e ceva elementar să fii sănătos. De aceea bolile sunt lecții, de exemplu, de a ne cunoaște corpul energetic, pentru că nu-l cunoaștem, cum spuneați, de a ne învăța autovindecarea. Și încet, încet, pas cu pas, suntem conduși spre lecția spirituală pentru care am venit, de asemenea la dezvoltarea sinelui și a propriei noastre conștiințe. Trebuie să știți că viața este o ascensiune către cunoaștere și dezvoltare spirituală.
Our levels of development depend on our will to receive. That's our substance, our will to receive, which evolves continuously. However, the development of the will to receive is gradual. First, it evolves into physical desires, focusing on what the body needs. Even if people live alone, they would still want food, sex, family, and home. This is what their bodies need. So these physical desires were the first to develop during the early generations of humanity. Then came the need for wealth and money. The will to receive kept growing. Following the desire for money came the desire for honor and power. Now we see that many more people began to evolve. Those who had been focused on physical desires moved on to desires for wealth. Those with desires for wealth went on to seek honor and power. And following honor came the desire for scientific knowledge. From the Middle Ages onward, and especially since the time of the Renaissance, in our times, a desire for spirituality has begun to awaken. Every time people come into this world, they come with a greater will to receive, and with a greater ego behind that will. That's why all the teachings must be concealed, so people don't misuse them. When does the will to receive spirituality appear? After the person has completely despaired of his own development at previous levels, and has reached a state where it seems there's nothing in this world that will fulfill him. Only then does he ask, what is the purpose of my life? Why do I exist? What is the reason for this life and for all the suffering? These questions will lead a person to question his origin. Where is my life from? These questions are from a higher plane, so to speak. This is the earthly will to receive. Everything that happens to us here in this world. And from here on begins the spiritual will to receive. Now the seeker begins to ask about things beyond this world. About the reasons beyond those in this world.
Doamna doctor Balan, este greu să evoluezi?
Nu, este firesc. Este firesc și natural. Uneori însă ne complicăm și ne blocăm singuri.
Și atunci ce se întâmplă?
Avem un singur răspuns. Răspunsul este înțelegere, este înțelepciune și cunoaștere, bineînțeles. Evoluție înseamnă deschidere, dorința de a primi, flexibilitate și adevăr.
Dragi telespectatori, emisiunea noastră se încheie aici. V-aș ruga ca până data viitoare să rețineți că energia corpurilor noastre este strâns legată de energia Pământului, de forța electromagnetică a Terei. Până data viitoare vă dorim să fiți iubitori,
să fiți sănătoși
și spirituali.